Maximum PC Online Managing Editor Jimmy Thang here to review the Alienware Steam Machine. I've been looking forward to the Steam Machines for a really long time, mostly because Valve has never really failed us in the past. But as the saying goes, there's a first time for everything, and the Steam Machines are, unfortunately, Valve's greatest misstep. Leading the Steam Machine initiative is Alienware's little black box. If it looks familiar, it's because it uses the same hardware as the company's Alienware Alpha console. It's still super sexy and ultra portable. The biggest difference here is that the Steam Machine version uses Steam OS, which is Valve's 10-foot UI based on Linux instead of Windows. The Steam Machine also comes with Valve's new Steam controller, which has a steep learning curve but lets you play every single game on Steam. Spec-wise, our unit is using what is essentially an 860M graphics card. It's essentially a mid-tier mobile GPU that you'd find in a gaming laptop. In short, it's a little more powerful than what you'd find in a modern console. The rest of the machine is spec'd with an i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 7200 RPM hard drive. You can swap out all of these components, except for the GPU. While the hardware is competent, performance was less than stellar due to Steam OS. The Steam Machine here performed roughly 20 to 30% slower in benchmarks like BioShock Infinite, the Talos Principle, and Shadow of Mordor compared to Alienware's Windows equivalent box. That's not good. Playing a popular game like Ark Survival Evolved was like looking at a slideshow at anything besides the lowest settings, and there it looked like crap. To be fair, Ark is still in early access and the game will likely be better optimized over time. Still, don't expect to run intensive games above medium settings here. Perhaps the most troubling issue with the Steam Machine is that it's held back by its limited Linux library. While Valve has done a good job of increasing the amount of games we see on Linux over the past couple of months, with a total library of around 3,000 games, that's still only about 1/5 of the titles available on Windows. Even Mac OS has over 5,000 titles, and we would never recommend buying a Mac as a gaming PC. While there are some high quality games on Linux, a lot of the publishers haven't brought their big guns to Steam OS. There's no Fallout 4, GTA 5, or Call of Duty Black Ops 3 here. You could use the Steam Machine as a streaming box from your Windows PC, but unless you're going to use a wired connection, it's pretty hit and miss. And with going with Linux, you're also missing out on games outside of Steam, such as titles on Battle.net and Origin. The Steam Machine also has other issues. Nowadays, people use their consoles for streaming videos, but there are no native apps for Netflix or Hulu here. There is a web browser that you can use, but the solution doesn't feel very elegant. Also, neither the Steam Machine nor the Steam controller support a headphone jack, so you can't issue it voice commands to search for things like you can on Xbox One or the Nvidia Shield console. The lack of a headphone jack also means you have to use a USB headset if you want to communicate with your friends. Truth be told, we're not really sure who the Steam Machines are for. The key market seems to be PC gamers who absolutely won't install Windows. But how many people are like that? The Steam Machine initiative originally began because Valve was fearful that Windows 8 would use a walled garden approach when it comes to software, which is understandable. But now that Windows 10 has released and Microsoft has backed off from that strategy, the Steam Machine initiative no longer makes sense in today's climate. It seems more like a solid plan B for Valve than it seems like a good investment from you, the consumer. Because I like the hardware, I'm going to suggest the Alienware Alpha box with Windows instead. That PC works equally well with the Steam controller. Yes, it costs $100 more, but the extra performance boost and access to every Windows game makes it worth it. For more information on the Steam Machines, visit MaximumPC.com.